Hey, this is Chris with Permaculture FX. Today I'm going to teach you how to level up your raised bed game or your flower pots. Today we're going to be building a hugelkultur raised bed that is not only going to conserve massive amounts of water, but it's actually going to self-fertilize and compost itself over time. So essentially with a hugelkultur bed, we're going to fill over half of that container with organic matter, starting with larger logs at the bottom, some smaller logs, twigs, leaves, grass clippings, compost, all the way up to potting soil. Now, if you're building a raised bed, I would highly recommend using a good cedar that is untreated. You don't want any of the treated lumber chemicals leaching into your fruits and vegetables. Step 2, I'm going to put a layer of landscape fabric at the bottom to prevent the weeds from coming up. Okay, step 3, we're going to throw in a couple larger logs. These are going to decompose slowly over time and literally act as sponges that are going to hold and conserve water in your raised bed. Step 4, add those medium-sized logs, followed by the small guys. After the sticks, bring on the leaves. Then you can either use grass clippings or even Spanish moss to top off that layer of good organic matter. And then finally, the compost and soil mixture. And I typically fill this thing right up to the brim because next I'm gonna water this and a lot of the compost and soil mixture is gonna settle down in between the sticks, in between the logs, and then I'll add a fresh new layer of compost and soil on top of that. And then sometimes as I'm watering, I'll just go through and I'll kind of step on it, or else even use a pitchfork to kind of work that soil down in between the logs and sticks. Now notice it's already gone down about 5 to 6 inches all the way around. Okay, refilled it one more time with some soil, and I'm gonna go ahead and water it a little bit longer. All right, looks like this hugelkultur bed is done and ready for the fun. So now I'll go ahead and start taking these little baby plants from the greenhouse and getting them planted in the planter. All right, we got these little baby plants put in, got some morning glories, some cosmos and zinnia, some yard beans, some red mustard, some Florida mustard, some good kale, red Russian. So it's gonna be a really good flower pot here. And then after a couple days, I'm gonna do a top dressing of some straw and some wood chips, and then this raised bed is done and ready to grow in. So hopefully this was helpful to you. If it was, feel free to send me a DM with your name and email address, and I'll send you a free planting companion guide to help you know what plants will work well together, grow in synergy with one another, that will work either in the garden or even in patio containers. So get ready to plant those hugelkultur raised beds.